So in today's video, we're going to talk about the best special cards you can snipe because they should absolutely bang in price once they get a price range update. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we are going through a whole host of players who are currently extinct because they're used for Evos, but once they get that price range update, they should rise very, very nicely. So what this concept is it's the players that are used for the Evos that go extinct. Because they're extinct, obviously it shows that their demand is higher than what their current price range is. Which means if you can go and snipe them extinct, because we know that the demand is higher than the current price range, they should do very nicely. So a nice example of a player who has gone extinct for Evos, but then what's happened is they've had the price range up, then they've risen really nicely, is the likes of Informed Jackson, who, well not ironically, but funny enough, is actually a current investment. But we'll talk about how he's risen in the past. So right here we would have seen that he would have been max priced at 85k. You can see that because he doesn't go above 85k, and very rarely he goes below 85k. Well, then what would have happened is he would have had a price range update to 100, probably 110k maybe. So you can see right there, he's gone from 85k sitting to 110k, then he's dropped a little bit, and then he's probably received yet another price range increase, which has allowed him to go up there to 138k. And again, this has happened with multiple different players. I mean, I can load up the likes of Informed Barnes, which is just a crazy expensive Inform at 300k, that I'm sure has been maxed out price ranges, but then they've just kept on increasing her price range because she's used for Evos. And the idea is in the most recently released Evos, we have multiple players that have gone extinct because, you know, the Evo is free, and because the Evo is free, a lot of people are doing it, and because a lot of people are doing it, obviously the cards are extinct. Now the reason this is a good investment, because I talked earlier in the week about how players who went extinct for this Evo aren't a very good investment. And the reason for that is because there's only 3 days left for people to be able to go and submit players. But because this Evo has 18 days left, it is highly likely that they will increase the price ranges before the Evo expires. I'd even imagine they'll increase the price ranges in the next 24 hours. Just because we did see a bunch of players receive price range updates yesterday. We can see this right here because we can see on Footbin, we can see price range updates on the 18th. Because it was updated on the 18th, we can see they're, you know, obviously actively increasing price ranges. They also increased price ranges on the 15th. A bunch of increases as well, if I'm not wrong. There you go, you can see Moffy went from 50k price range to 70k price range. We can see Girassi previously had like 60k price range, that's up to 75. Can you find anyone else? Ah, there you go, this is an interesting one. Sao had a price range increase to 80. Sao was previously extinct at 50 and actually being used in both of the free Evos. See if this will give us a nice example on how Sao's price range got increased from 50k and how he's doing now. I mean, he's literally extinct at 80. Can we also see that he got sales at 80 just to, you know, back up that this is a good play? Yeah, we can see, well, before previously he had a price range of 55k. We can see that one got increased, and then he's had a sale of 80, 80, 80, 75, and 75. Therefore, showing us that there was so much demand for Sao because he was previously extinct. Again, his demand was higher than what his current price range was. Once they increased the price range, the card went up 25k to 30k per player. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to walk through 3 different sort of budget investments. We're going to talk about players who should be relatively easy to snipe, who should do well with a price range update. We'll talk about players who are mid-range hard to snipe and should do well. And then we'll talk about the players who are the hardest to snipe, but they'll be the best performing. So to start off with someone who seems relatively easy to go and snipe, and that is the likes of Dynasty Timber. In fact, both Dynasty Timber and Informed Timber are both extinct, so what you can do is you can go Timber, special cards, and what it'll do is it'll get them both up. So Timber is currently being used in the Birthday Magic. He's also being used in the other free one, which is why he was literally about 70k before the second one came out. So he was extinct before the one that's out for 18 days came out, and then the one out for 18 days came out, which means his demand would be even higher. Now, the annoying thing about, actually no, the good thing, I guess, for you guys, is Timber previously had a 70k price range, but they lowered it by 5k. Meaning you can now go and snipe his extinct card for 5k cheaper than it was previously. It's a bit weird for someone like myself who bought him again at 70k, but hey to the ho. So again, the idea is because this Evo is out for 18 days, he should receive yet another price range and therefore go up. A second player that I don't even think you really have to snipe at the moment, although you may have to when watching the video, is Raheem Sterling. Now, Raheem Sterling has such a weird trend. So this Raheem Sterling was previously going, when the Evo came out, we can show you here, he went up to 150, 160k. Well, what happened recently is he got a price range update down to 120k. So I can show you his sales data right here, and we can see 160k there. Where are we looking? We're looking. There you go, 150k there. We can see 160k there. We can see, is this when he had the price range update? Yeah, that's the price range update. So let's just scroll down here. We see 170, 170, 170, 1666, 165, 150, 150, 152. So the funny thing is, Raheem Sterling was literally selling at 150 to 170k. But now he's had a price range down to 120k, and for some reason people are listing at 120k. So I generally do believe he is a buy at 120. The only problem I have with Raheem Sterling is that because they updated it just the other day, maybe it'll take a little bit longer, but I think nonetheless, you know, he's proven to have demand at 150 through to 170, and again, he should continue rising once given a nice price range update, and I can't imagine he'll sit on the market for 120 for long. Raheem Sterling can currently fit into the Jack of all trades, which are paid Evo, which is out for 17 days, as well as being able to fit into the free Evo of Birthday Magic, which is out for 18 days. So two nice long Evos that Sterling can be used in. So now moving on to another Evo, or another player, and this is the player I've actually had the most success sniping, and I still think he'll do very well because he's a cheap card. The player I've had the most success sniping is Kubo. So far I've managed to get 5 Kubos, and yeah, I think he'll do very, very well. Again, he's a nice cheap card. He's being used in the current free Evo, which again, people have 2 opportunities of doing. He went extinct very, very fast after the Evo was announced. Because he went extinct very, very fast after the Evo was announced, it shows that again there is a very high demand in comparison to supply ratio. Now, I do find him relatively easy to win, but again, I do also think he'll do very well because he's a cheap card, and cheap cards are, in theory, being used more for the Evos than not. Obviously, you've got the worry that because he sits in the market a little bit more, is he maybe less demanded? Obviously, that one I just sniped literally live was sitting on the market for 3 minutes, but personally, I wouldn't really worry just because the Evo's out for so long, and I don't think they're going to go and resupply him. I don't think Kubo's the sort of player EA is likely to re-release. But yeah, Kubo at 30k should also do very well. So the next card which I've managed to pick up 2 of is going to be Nicholas Jackson. Now, we know that Jackson is already a very rare in form. We know he's a very rare in form because we can see he's gone up to 110, 122k in the past because he was used for other Evos. Not the recent ones, but these sort of Evos here. Well, now because he's using the Jack of all trades and the Birthday Magic, we know that again, he's now very highly in demand. With the paid Evo, he went up to 83k, but he went extinct as soon as the free Evo came out. So yeah, Nicholas Jackson at 85k is a nice buy. Managed to pick up 2 myself, so not the highest card. In fact, one of them, don't know if I can switch it, there you go. One of them I actually picked up for 65k, which was quite nice. So yeah, Nicholas Jackson is the next one again. Prem is always going to be very demanded for Evos. On to the last 2 players, one of which I was able to snipe, one of which I wasn't able to snipe. So the one that I've been able to snipe, which again I'd be very, very confident about doing well, is the likes of Isaac. Now the reason Isaac should do so well is because Isaac went extinct with the paid Evo. And it's very rare that, you know, people go extinct with paid Evos because, you know, they're nowhere near as demanded as free Evos. Well, yeah, so he went extinct with the Jack of all trades Evo on the Saturday, I believe, and now can also get used for the free Evo. So his card would also end up with double 5-star, so he should be a very, very nice in-demand player. Again, I haven't really had too much luck sniping him. I've only managed to get 1, but I do think he'll perform very, very well because, again, he was extinct before even having the free Evo, which should be extremely, you know, way more demanded than the paid Evo. And now on to the player that I think will have the best return on investment, but I can't snipe one for the life of me, and that is the Centurion Correa. Now, Centurion Correa can get used for both paid Evos and free Evos, and he's only 32k, which means he's generally like one of those popular players for both Evos, 30k, sorry, and he isn't even on the market, and he's really, really cheap. Like, really, really cheap card. Ends up with, again, one of the most popular sort of cards. He should do very well. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get close to 100k. He's just a unicorn. They don't exist from what I know. If I see one, I believe they exist. But yeah, he's very, very difficult to go and pick up. So that is going to be that for extinct players I recommend sniping. Again, how long is it going to take till they get a price range update? It's it's not very linear. They update them whenever. It could be 3 days, could be 7 days. All you got to know is that Evos are out for 18 days, and I'd be so surprised if you don't go get a price range update in 18 days, because it's very rare. There was only 3-day difference between the last 2 price range updates, so that's why I believe it shouldn't be too long. But that is going to be that for investing in extinct players. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.